St Ignatius had a plan, but sometimes even our best laid plans can come unraveling before us. So I'm here to talk about the surrender. For St Ignatius, the surrender was a physical one. He had to give up his career and what he thought was his calling in life due to external circumstances. And upon personal reflection, I've also had a lot of plans in my life, starting from when I was young enough to remember. For example, I wanted to be a flight attendant, but my first time being on a plane, I realized that I had altitude sickness, and that doesn't work if you're going to be flying constantly. And then in high school, I wanted to be an Olympic hurdler, but then I had a tragic fall during nationals, and so that career also came to an end. And since then, there have been many career options that I have evaluated, but sometimes life just has a different plan for you. But the strange thing is that we always believe that the surrender is a physical one. But quite honestly, for me personally, it's more of something emotional, something more related to how we are and how we perceive ourselves to be in the world. Now, we need to think about all of the things in terms of attitude and perception that cause us to change our behavior in order to become the kind of person that we want to be. And so by doing certain things, we unintentionally block all the blessings and the path in life that we should take, because we're so busy focusing on our own plans that we forget to evaluate what it is exactly that God is calling us to do. And so we need to take time to reflect on that, because St. Ignatius had to have a physical act happen to him in order to surrender his career path and in order to give up his wealth, which were the things that he was holding on to. But for me, I believe that maybe we need to look at something more emotional, something more psychological, something more mental, in order to see if there's any other things that we have to surrender in life. And so I want to encourage everyone to reflect on a more personal form of surrender. Yes, you may have some physical things you have to let go of, but it's also equally important to look at our spiritual lives in order to understand what other things we have to also give up, because they may not be so obvious to us like it was for St. Ignatius, but we have to take the time to ask ourselves and to be alone with ourselves, and to also ask God to show us what are the things in our lives that we need to surrender in order to become the best versions of ourselves. We may not know what that version is, but we have to be willing to let go of certain things in order to become it. And so you must hashtag be like Iggy this month and ask yourself, what do I have to surrender?